So when I was still in college, my first year in college, there was this girl in one of my classes that I was really interested in. At first, she was giving me signals that she was really interested in me. She would smile whenever she looks at me, she'd wave at me, she'd play with her hair. Whenever I'd explain a problem to her in the chemistry course, she'd look at me and she was really nervous. Whenever me and her would be alone. And then time after time, when I saw that I was talking to her, the first couple times she just seemed really, really interested. But then afterwards, slowly, her interest started to go down, 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 down. And I just didn't know what to do about it. It almost seemed as though this person turned into a completely different person. Whenever she'd see me afterwards, she'd just smile in a friendly way and then just leave. Whenever she'd see me sitting alone, she won't say hi to me in the library. Whenever she'd see that I'm in her vicinity, she wouldn't necessarily go out of her way to say hi to me. If I was there, she wouldn't say hi. Only if we made eye contact, only then she may say hi, and that's only sometimes. Other times she'd look the other way. And then I asked myself, what the hell happened? Why did this happen? This, by the way, happened over the course of months. But let me explain something to you. What would you make of this situation if you were listening to me telling you this story? Newsflash, this woman was not interested in me anymore. Keyword, anymore. And here's the next question I have for you. How do you think that situation should have been handled? Here's just a quick rule of thumb for you for the next time you either go through this situation or if you've been in this situation before. Here's kind of an explanation to it. The next time a woman shows you that she's just not interested in you anymore, even though at one point she was, but what all that matters is right now, because women's emotions fluctuate depending on different things, depending on the time of the month, depending on other situations that are happening in her life. There are so many different things to take into consideration. All that matters is she's not interested right now. And if she's not interested right now, one simple thing that you could do that will improve your own mental health and actually improve the chances of her being interested again is doing absolutely nothing. Pay her no mind. Unless, of course, this is someone you've been talking to for like weeks and months on a daily basis and you're really, really connected with them and all of a sudden they're doing that, that's just kind of fishy. That might mean that she's just, maybe you hurt her or something like that. But outside of that, that means that she's probably interested in someone else, there's an ex in the picture, or you just turned her off because of your lack of initiative and your lack of confidence to ask her out. A woman who's really interested in you will make it pretty obvious to you that she likes you. She'll make it pretty obvious to you that she's interested in you, that she wants you to take her out, that she wants you to make a move. She'll smile whenever she's talking to you. She'll make eye contact. She'll go out of her way to say hi to you. She may even tell her friends about you. She may just text you with like smiling faces and like kiss emojis, whatever it is. She'll make it obvious and you're not going to have to second guess. Chances are, if you were searching for content related to why a girl is not enthusiastic about seeing you anymore, chances are it's happened to you and you're just left clueless. Because most guys, to be completely honest, when they see that a girl was interested at one point in time and then all of a sudden they're not interested, they start scratching their heads and thinking, what the hell happened? What turned this girl off? Is she seeing someone else? I'm gonna drive myself nuts right now. What happened? The most logical answer that I can give you is she's simply not interested anymore because of one thing or things that you did. For me, in the situation that I gave you earlier, the problem with me is I didn't show any initiative. I didn't take initiative. I didn't ask this girl out. I didn't indicate to her that I'm the type of guy who will take her out. I didn't ask her out on a date. I didn't even take anything further. All I would do when I see her is just smile. And I helped her with some chemistry problems. How the f does that create attraction? It does not. The same thing to you. If you are interested in a girl, whoever the girl is in whatever situation you're in, all you have to do is have the confidence to ask her out. That's all you have to do, the confidence to ask her out. Because more than likely, if you're in a situation that I just described to you, chances are she lost interest in you either because she felt like you weren't as attracted to her as she thought you were, or she's gonna be like, this guy just doesn't have the balls and the confidence to ask me out, which either way, it's a huge turnoff. In the example I just gave you and in other situations in my life where I was really interested in a girl, I would tell myself the most cringe things to sabotage myself from ever even getting close to this girl or ever even ask her out. And I wasn't even aware of this. I tell myself, oh, you have to be her friend first, and then if you're her friend, she's gonna trust you enough to go out with you. First of all, that makes no sense whatsoever, because if you build a relationship with a woman on the foundation of friendship, she is going to categorize you as just a friend. And it is very likely, almost even impossible, for her to change her mind or her feelings about that. But some of us guys, because we're so damn logical, we think, oh, well, she needs a guy to trust her. And if I can establish trust through a friendship, aka being fake, then maybe she's gonna wanna go out with me, and yeah, maybe she'll give me a shot. Maybe after 6 months to a year of me showing how good of a friend I am, and I tell her how I feel, maybe then she'll like me. Man, just thinking about these things from my past makes me cringe. Makes me want to just facepalm myself. It's like, oh, I didn't know any better. My logic was that if you were going to ask a girl out, you would have to do this after months of knowing one another and establishing a friendship, which makes no sense whatsoever. So this is something that you're currently going through. Take it as a learning lesson from me that whenever you're interested in a girl, you have to ask her out. Ask her out right then and there. What's the worst that's going to happen? She's going to say, no, sorry, I'm not interested. All right, her loss. Either way, even if she rejects you, she's going to respect the fact that you had the confidence and the balls to ask her out. Now, if that is not the case, and you were talking to a girl, or you thought she liked you, and she seemed enthusiastic at first, and all of a sudden the interest dropped, chances are you did something to turn her off. Chances are you were way too overbearing. Chances are you were way too easy to be won over. Chances are there may be an ex in the picture. Chances are there may be another guy she's talking to. Whatever it is, dude, the best thing you can do is doing absolutely nothing. Unless, like I said earlier, it's a situation where you and this girl really connected over a longer period of time, and maybe you hurt her or she felt like you betrayed her in some way. That's a completely different topic and a completely different scenario. But outside of that, it's a harsh reality, I know, but it's the truth. Sometimes things like this happen. I know it might hurt you, man, but you just gotta do absolutely nothing and level up. Up your game in every single aspect. Physically, mentally, emotionally, spiritually, every single thing. And who knows, when she sees that you're leveling up in your life, maybe that's going to be a trigger for her to start chasing you, because she's going to be like, oh, this guy's going places. He's doing things in his life. He's succeeding at something. He's not showing me interest anymore. I'm curious. What happened? Is another girl interested in him? If that happens, she can always come back, and guess what? She's going to respect you even more in that case, because she's going to be like, when I didn't show him interest, he didn't keep pushing me. He didn't keep pursuing me. He backed off, and that's attractive. It's attractive to back off. It's attractive to walk away. Believe it or not. It's attractive to do these things, obviously, in appropriate circumstances, not just doing them for the sake of doing them. At the end of the day, what you need to focus on right now is on what you can control versus what you can't control. What you can't control right now is the fact that this woman is no longer interested in you and no longer enthusiastic about seeing you. So you can't revisit the past and go back and readjust things, but what you can do is move up from here and start taking more control of your life and start learning how women really think, so you can actually attract them naturally without having to resort to these videos or anyone else's videos. You see, man, just like in my situation back then, I was really frustrated when I saw these experiences happen in my life over and over and over again till I was about 19 or 20. And then thankfully, I started learning about how women think, how women react in relationships, what women respond to versus what they don't respond to. And then after learning and experiencing over the years and having successful experiences at that, and of course unsuccessful ones, I learned how to think to the point where I can actually teach it right now. I'm teaching it right now. Who knows? Maybe if it weren't for those experiences, I wouldn't have been teaching these things to you. I wouldn't have been doing this right now. Maybe I wouldn't have pushed outside my comfort zone. Maybe I would have settled. Maybe I would have just lived a very comfortable life and done average. So take this as an opportunity to learn and grow, man, instead of agonizing about it. Remember, focus on the things that you can control instead of the things that you can't control. And who knows, maybe one day you'll have a story just like mine.